morning, beautiful people, and welcome to the Morning Manna Show. I'm your host, Pastor Dan.
And I'm your co-host, Lady Jazz.
And we'd like to thank you all for spending your Monday morning with us. Do us a favor. While you're coming into this live feed, go ahead and hit that like button as well as hit that share button. We want you to spread the word that Morning Manna is happening right here, right now.
Be sure to also subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Morning Manna Show.
We want to give a big shout out to Anchor. Anchor is the app that makes it all possible for this Morning Manna broadcast to be on all of your digital platforms. It is on Spotify. It is on Google Podcasts. I believe it's on Apple Podcasts. All of those good podcasts. So by all means, if you want to be able to just walk and listen to this content, then be sure to subscribe to our podcast, The Morning Manna Show. Today's episode is brought to you by the Girlfriends Clothing. Big shout out to my big sister, Monica Spivey, and the Girlfriends Clothing. Feel free to look them up on Facebook as well as look them up on the World Wide Web. The Girlfriends Clothing. Hey, let me get it out, man.
Lord.
The Girlfriends Clothing. Chill.
Jesus.
The Girlfriends. Watch. We gonna keep a tally of how many words did she stumble on throughout this whole broadcast.
Okay.
The Girlfriends Clothing. Big shout out to Monica Spivey and the Girlfriends Clothing. So many of you that tuned in on last week, you know that we were talking about blended families. Well, we decided that we was going to come back again this week and talk about blended families again. We talked about a lot of the pros dealing with the blended families, but there are also some cons dealing with the blended family. There are some things. There are some things that comes with, blended families. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan because I am a part of a blended family. But there are some things, some setbacks, some minor things that come along with being a part of a blended family. Before we get into the cons, I know on last week you talked about the pros, talking about how dope it is to I ain't gonna get you together. I'm gonna let
because it took you how many days? It took you
we not
Monday,
on that. We not on
Tuesday,
that.
Wednesday. It took you yesterday.
Stall me out. The people watching, stall me out. Don't
whatever. It took you Sunday.
Oh, okay. I had to I had to get my counting together. So what?
You was like, and you know what I was trying to say? Like,
okay. I had a moment.
Well,
I'm sorry.
right.
I had a moment. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Don't hold it against me. No.
Are you gonna correct it? You
No, it's fine. We're gonna let that moment stay where it is.
Right.
I was just about to ask you about the pros of part of being a blended family. I know you talked about having the multiple sets of parents and multiple sets of grandparents. Was there any other pros that we missed as far as being a part of a blended family? I mean, there may be some pros that you might think of, that we may have missed, things that we probably haven't thought about. But those ones that you mentioned were some of the biggest things, some of the key things about being a part of the blended family. I was wondering, so I didn't know if you would.
My eye was not went down. I was just looking,
that baby went in.
I was looking at the back.
So, for those of you that know Lady Jazz, she has a zone off spirit. That baby be sitting inside the church. Hey man, preach, pastor. I wonder what kind of pancakes I'm going to eat.
I know other people probably go through that too. Sometimes, I might zone out, and especially if
yours
I'm in
is
church.
Not a sometime though. Yours is majority.
If I'm in church and I'm hungry, I will zone out and think about what I'm going to eat when service is over.
When service? I thought you said you zoned out when service is over.
No.
Devil is alive.
No, I have my zone out, but I was looking because I like to be real. I'm transparent. The curtains was kind of moving. I'm like, okay, what's going on?
You thought it was some paranormal activity?
It is
you and this
Halloween,
TikTok, I tell you. Stop, man. You making us get off topic, man.
Okay. Back to blended families.
Was there any other? That's one. Back to what kind of families?
Blended. I said blended.
We gonna check out the replay, so we gonna see if you really said it.
Okay. Do you all know how many bloopers that we had doing? One day we're gonna play all the bloopers.
Yeah, we're gonna release a video showing all of the different bloopers that we have. I'm not gonna say who has the most. Oh, she looking at me. She looking at me. Wait, it's her. Lady Jazz, she has the most
Let's
bloopers.
bring up your. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on. Blended families.
Blended
For
families.
the pros, okay, what we said. I said we had 4 sets. If everybody is on one accord, you could have your little pros can be your blended family vacations together.
Absolutely.
You can have your mom and dad there with their significant others. What else? What else? What's some pros of yours?
When it comes to blended families, just knowing that you always have siblings.
Yeah.
Like
True.
I said, I grew up in a household where there was 8 of us. So just knowing that you always have siblings, it is a pro. You never are quote unquote lonely. You always have someone to play with. And then for us, our kids, they're not necessarily in the same. Well, the 2 middle ones, they're kind of in the same age bracket. But and the 2 middle ones, they thick as thieves. They the ones. Our oldest, she don't deal with them. She 18, going on 19.
She does. She did.
To a certain extent. To a certain extent. But they not allowed in her room.
Oh, no.
We're not even allowed in her room.
Hey, nobody's allowed in my oldest daughter's room. Like, if you go in there, she has her room. We have it set up like a little mini apartment, little mini loft. Don't go in her room. Don't sit on her bed.
Ooh, you better not sit on that girl bed. Those fighting words, you sit on her bed.
I mean, I'm the same way. Like, your outside clothes. Like, don't sit on my bed.
You could be fresh out the shower and want to sit down and talk to her. She done told me many times. I done came in there trying to talk to her, giving her that father-daughter talk. And I'm fresh out the shower.
No.
Sit over there.
Sit on the floor.
Sit over there. She just bought herself a whole new little chair, what you call a little footstool to go with it. And matter of fact, I put it together and I told her I was going to be the first to sit in it, but I didn't even sit in it. And I wanted her to get her. I should have seen I went in the room earlier today. She was in that baby tucked in a little ball. Yeah, our oldest, she's definitely bougie when it comes to people coming inside of her room and being inside of her personal space. If you come to Pilgrim, you'll see her. She'll be right there at the door taking your temperature and all that. And you better not walk past her without getting your temperature. She gonna show stop.
Okay, bring it back in.
Give me that wrist. Let me take it.
But she does deal with her siblings on certain levels.
On certain levels.
She's the oldest, so therefore, she do her own thing.
She's the oldest. She'll be 19 years old this year. So and the one that's after her, she's 15. So it's one of those things where I'm out of high school. I'm working. I have a job, and you guys, y'all still are in school, and y'all are basically still babies. Now, granted, when we go out and do our family functions and all that kind of stuff, she laughs with us and joke with us and all that kind of stuff. But just on an everyday setting of being around the rest of us, nah, she's in that room.
She'll go to her room.
Yeah.
And she'll close her door.
Yeah, I mean, and we've learned to accept it. We've learned to deal with it because that's just who she is. And this is what I was saying when I was telling parents, not trying to basically force your kids. We know who she is. We know that she loves us. We know that she loves her siblings. We know that she appreciates everything that we do for her, and just having this type of blended family that we have. But we also respect that. She's technically grown, so there's going to be certain things that she's not going to want to do. There's going to be certain things that she may want to do, and we respect it. We respect her space. We respect her privacy.
Absolutely.
To the level where she's allowed to go in her room and shut her door. Besides her trying to sneak that one little boy. No,
Man, don't be putting my baby on like that. Stop playing.
He was climbing off the roof.
Stop lying.
I know, because I'd be in jail somewhere.
Right.
I'd be long go in jail somewhere.
So, moving along.
I'm sorry. We are supposed to be talking about our cons. I'm sorry.
30 minutes.
I'm sorry, but it's just the pros. I mean, if y'all have not really rocking over there. If y'all can't tell, I love my daughters. I love every last single one of my daughters. I really do. But when it comes to the cons, dealing with our daughters, I could say for me, when it comes to the cons, because the two that are biologically mine, they don't live here. They don't live with us. So a cons for me is having to share them when it comes to like holidays and birthdays and things of that nature.
Yes.
That's a con for me. For instance, our baby girl, she just turned 9 years old, and her birthday was on a week that wasn't my week. So her mom got to have her on her birthday this year, and and we are good as far as trying to work out, as far as sharing and all of that kind of stuff. But this year was not my year to have her for her birthday. So, her mom and them, they did, the cake and ice cream and all of that kind of stuff for her. And we was able to do it for her separately, even though it wasn't her birthday. We still wanted to make sure, that she understood that, we love her over here. And we're going to celebrate her birthday over here as well. So, that for me is a con when it comes to, Christmas and, Thanksgiving and things of that nature, having to share and the sharing, sometimes it's not like for instance, the way that it's set up, if I have them on Christmas Eve, then the other parent get them on Christmas Day. So, having to share that to me is one of the cons to me, because they don't live here, because they don't stay here. So, having to accept that role. And, I will say, shout out to both of my daughter's mothers. It's not a complicated situation when it comes to, sharing them on the different holidays. Matter of fact, there are some holidays that, technically it's not my time to get them, and they will still, reach out and say, hey, do you want them for a couple of hours, all that kind of stuff. So, but it's still a con, because, that joy of, waking up each and every Christmas morning, knowing that the kids is there, and being able to go down and open up gifts and all that kind of stuff. So having that to happen every other year, to me, that's a con for me.
Okay.
What about you? Any cons?
That could be a con. Okay. I don't have any cons right now, for real.
You don't?
Other than having to share your daughters with their other parents on different holidays and every other weekend. Other than that, I really don't have a con. Like, I don't right now.
Right now.
I don't anymore.
We were supposed to be talking about cons, and this young lady gonna wait till we turn the camera on to say, hey, you know what? I don't have no cons.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, maybe other people might have cons of dealing with, like we said, we mentioned a little bit last week, immature people.
Absolutely.
So,
that could be a con. Absolutely.
That could be a con for somebody else. I don't have that, because me and your daughter's mother, we're cordial. We get along. I can call them and say something, or they can call me and say something. And the same with my kid's father. You can do the same.
Honestly, it's easier. It's easier if you all are cordial.
Our situations isn't difficult.
Yeah, this is true.
Other people can have difficult situations. If you have immature people, like we mentioned last week, and I was getting to, you have those immature women or those immature males that I don't want to take care of my kid because you got another dude over there living with you, or you can't get my kid because you're living with another woman, or you know what I'm saying. So that could be a con for somebody else.
It definitely can be a con, because it has to do with insecurity of that person. My thing is, because I am confident in my ability to be a father, I don't have to try to flex my authority. For instance, one of my, matter of fact, our baby girl, her mother, she has a whole husband, she has a whole husband who is her stepdad when she goes over there. And, him and I, we don't have any issues. We don't have, no beef or anything. I respect him as the stepfather for my child. It's nothing where he over there trying to be your dad. Like, no, at the end of the day, because she lives with her mom, he's around her, he's that in-house dad, he's that in-house male role model to her. So, my thing is, what am I going to get out of, having beef with him or trying to, force issues with him, when at the end of the day, what I'm saying, if my daughter's mom feel like that he was good enough for her to marry, then he's good enough to be the stepdad to my child. And furthermore, it's not my decision to tell her that he can't be the stepfather to, what I'm saying, like but
that's also, like you said, something that's important. You're confident in your position of her father.
Absolutely.
So you have to be confident in that position of a father or mother to be able to move on with that.
Absolutely.
Some people not confident in those situations and have those issues.
This is true, and this is where a lot of the issues come from. This is where fatal attractions come from. You know what I'm saying? Because people aren't confident in who they are, or they still trying to figure out who they are. And when it comes to, matter of fact, let me go ahead and say this: a lot of times people make the mistake thinking that just because you have a kid by somebody is going to automatically make them be with you.
No.
Right.
That's a no.
Yeah, that's not how it
That's
works.
another issue that irritates me. Let me put that finger down because somebody said something about my point.
You're a pointer. You're a pointer.
That's my thing. That's another issue I have. I don't like when people feel like, oh, I'm pregnant by this person, or oh, I didn't put a baby in this person, that they have to be with me. That is not.
That's definitely not the case.
You do not have to be with somebody because you got a baby with them. Absolutely not.
What happens is now you may have to have dealings with them.
You have to.
Because for the child's sake,
You have to.
but you don't have to be with them. And I mean, and let's be honest, sometimes because, you put a baby in someone, and you have that mindset thinking that you're trapping them, so to speak, trapping them and have to be with them. Sometimes, you find yourself in a situation where, they don't want you. And it honestly is one of those situations where, if, say, for instance, a male puts a baby inside of a female and thinking that's going to keep the female. And if she moves on with her life, it is not your job, men. Matter of fact, let me talk to the men. It is not your job, men, to go around here having whole sucker attacks, about your baby mama or your daughter's mother, whatever vernacular you want to use. It's not your job to go around here trying to, sabotage her next relationship or try to, put fear in the next dude, and like that. That stuff is for the birds. At the end of the day, be confident in your ability as a man. Be confident in your ability as a father, and raise your kid. I'm a living witness of how you can raise your children and you don't have to be, with their mother. Like me and my daughter's mothers, we get along. Like we have real good relationships where, we are able to converse about the kids. We are able to make sure that we're checking in when it comes to the kids and all of the above. And, it's not something where, they're calling me, telling me, oh, well, why is you with her? And, you should be with me. Like, nah, those ships have sailed a long time ago, and they know that, they understand that, and it's not nothing of that nature. Even when it comes to them dating or having, like I said, my youngest daughter, she has a whole husband. I've met the husband. You know what I'm saying? It's not no issues with him. My Amari's mom, you know what I'm saying? What is she dating? I don't know, but it's one of those things where, I am not, what's the word I'm looking for? I am not jealous. I am not envious if they get involved with somebody, because their relationships does not affect my relationship with my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what happens a lot of times. Us as parents, or sometimes we allow the other party's relationship affect how we're going to react when it comes to our children. Oh, like you said, oh, you got another dude, so you know what, don't call me and ask me for nothing when it comes to the kid. You know what I'm saying? All that sucker attack stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely goes on both sides. You got another female, so no, you can't come get her this weekend.
My kid can't come over
She
your
can't
house.
come over this weekend.
Like, that's doing nothing but hurting the child. You're not hurting the male. Well, you might be hurting him because you keeping his baby away, but you're hurting the child more so.
Absolutely.
Because you want to keep your baby away because he moved on. Move on with your life. Go on a date. Go on a date. Find you somebody.
Find you somebody. Like, move on with your life. Absolutely.
Get you a break. Like, if he want to be with his child, that's your time to get you a break and get you some sanity or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Breathe.
Breathe. You need a woosah moment.
I mean, because I know different scenarios. I associate with different people that might go through different scenarios. And,
absolutely.
So.
I mean, it's definitely different scenarios. It's different strokes for different folks. We're just speaking from our experience and what we go through when it comes to dealing with the other parents. As Lady Jazz stated, her and my daughter's mothers, they have each other's phone numbers. They are able, to converse, in a respectable, cordial manner, because, my daughter's mothers understand that when they aren't around her and she's with me, that Lady Jazz is the mother. She's the womanly figure, especially since we have girls, especially since we have daughters. They understand that she's the woman, in the household that's gonna see to it, that they are good as far as their hygiene products, as far as making sure that they present themselves as good women, little girls, all of that kind of stuff. So it's one of those things where you have to have a level of maturity. You have to have a level of I'll say respect. You have to have a level of respect that you are respecting the other party, because you don't want it to be where it's issues and beef. And truth be told, this is a whole nother different topic. Truth be told, sometimes when you have those issues and beef, then the other party can end up taking that out on your child.
Yeah.
You be surprised how many children are being abused by their stepmom, being abused by their stepfather, all because of the issues that the stepfather or the stepmom don't necessarily have with the child, but they have it with the actual parent,
with the other parent.
You come flexing on me and all this, that, and the third, and what I'm saying, so I can't take my frustrations out on you. I can't beat you, so trust and believe when I get home.
I'm pinching your child.
Doing all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad too, like with me and my middle child, because my daughter's old enough, and me and her father really don't have any dealings. She just deal with him. But me and Imani's father, we cool. We ain't best friends, but we cool.
Right. I mean,
me and his fiance, we cool.
Absolutely.
Like
me and him, we have a mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is, like I've said this, and this is something about me. Like I said, the whole cons as far as sharing and all that kind of stuff. Like, we've then had events, for Imani, birthday parties and things of that nature where, her dad comes. And because I'm confident in my ability as her, other father, I don't have to be the center of attention.
Right. You don't have to flex.
I don't have to. I ain't got to do all that.
All extra.
Like at the end of I ain't got to do all that, because I know she knows who I am to her. I know who I am to her, so I don't have to be, all up in the videos. I ain't got to be that guy, because I know who I am when it comes to, my daughter. So that's one of those things where, when he comes around, like, I respect the fact that he is her biological father. So, I know how to play, take a back seat. I know how to, allow him to spend his time with his daughter. I know how birthday parties, basketball games, all of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be the one on the front row, with the biggest pom-poms. I ain't got to do all that, because like I say, at the end of the day, I know the relationship that I have with her. She knows the relationship that I have with her. And that's what matters. A lot of times we find ourselves, trying to go overboard to impress people that really don't even care.
Right. I ain't even paying attention.
Like, they don't even care. Like, we, you know what I'm saying? Like, we doing it for the gram and all that kind of stuff. Doing it for social media, trying to show that, we the world's greatest and all this, that, and the third. And at the end of the day, like, you doing this for likes and all that kind of stuff when people they really don't even care. Like, at the end of it, as long as you are taking care of your responsibility, as long as you are doing what you're supposed to do, as a parent, then, one of the things it is that I believe is, at the end of the day, the outside noise does not matter. What matters is what your child thinks about you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy for your boys or your girls to say, oh, my God, you a great dad. How do you know I'm a great dad when I'm not your father?
Right.
How do you know I'm a great mom when I'm not your mom? You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to say it from the outside. That was good. That was good, Dan. I'm sorry.
You need to write it down.
No, but it's easy. It's easy to judge it from the outside looking in, to say how good of a father, how good of a mother you are. But a lot of times you don't take the kids' opinion into consideration. Matter of fact, I think next week we're gonna let the kids come on and be able to talk. Now we got to make sure that they don't come on.
Come on and what?
Don't tell our business now. Don't come on and tell our business. This one time at band camp, like.
You always say,
I'm sorry.
Dude, where the deacons at?
Where the deacons at? Oh my God!
That's been in my head all day.
Why would you do that? I'm not
Sorry,
doing
y'all.
this
That's
with
an
you.
inside.
I'm not doing this with you. Oh my God!
No.
Seriously, no. Oh my God! You just.
Sorry.
We're gonna let our
All right.
kids come on. We're gonna let our kids come on. I believe we're gonna let them come on next Monday and be able to, to shed some light from their perspective. Because like I said, we definitely honor our kids' opinion. We honor,
Yep.
what I'm saying, their point of view when it comes to certain things. Even when we're trying to plan, different events and all this, that, and that, we ask them, hey, do y'all want to go? Sometimes, they no, we don't want to go. I remember when we went to Georgia and we let my dad pick the hotel.
My kids
we gonna talk about that
since they don't never want to go back to Georgia.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that story when we let Grandpa pick the hotel. They was man. we gonna definitely touch on that.
Just on that subject, my baby slept in the chair for 2 days.
For 2 days,
my baby would not get in the bed. My oldest child would not get in.
She wasn't on it. Like,
we let Pops pick
like
out.
You got us in Bates Motel. What is this?
All I could think about is that episode of Martin and Gina when they
was on the island. Dude, yeah, man. So I mean, like I said, my dad will love him. He knows what he knows. This was tradition. This is where he knew to go.
Hey, we're gonna have to start taking commercial breaks. My lips kind of chapped. Commercial break. I need some chopsticks.
Dude,
I need some chopsticks.
You should have put on your little red lips this week. You ain't want to do red lips this week?
I have on green. And
you got red in your nails.
And I got, because it's time for my nails to get done. But I got on pink and all that. And then red. That's like, come on now. Commercial break. I need some chopstick.
That's because you over there drinking. What's that? Tea? Coffee?
It's water.
It's water.
Oh,
trying to hydrate. Now, that's what I call high quality H2O.
I'm sorry, y'all. This morning, we sleepy this morning.
my mama said. My mama said.
Okay. Listen, because we almost out of time.
No, but like I said, we're going to definitely have our kids come on next Monday because we want to, show y'all or let y'all see their opinion, about, blended families and, because we don't want to just get up here and just tell y'all, hey, we're doing this when it comes to our blended family.
We want to see the side of the kids.
And we're not going to coerce them and tell them, y'all better say this. We're going to allow them to literally sit here and be themselves and be able to tell y'all, exactly how it is, being a blended family. As a matter of fact, another topic that, we probably will discuss with them because, they weren't always the preacher's kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they weren't always the preacher's kids. I've been their dad longer than I've been pastoring. So,
hey, let me be real because I'm a real first lady. Yes, my husband is a pastor. But sometimes I listen to trap music, okay? It's clean. It's the clean version of the trap music. It'd be the radio version.
But you would drip like that?
Just drip. So listen, Mari got in the car on Friday when we was going to the store. She was like, so are we going to listen to turn up music or are we going to tune into the gospel station? Are we going to do a little bit of R&B?
No, I mean, majority of the time when I'm in the car, I don't have no music playing.
But they like to be in the car. I let them listen to their music.
Right.
It'd be the clean version of the music, but
that's one of the things I can say. We're not those because we are a pastor and first lady that we're just sitting here, trying to force our kids to walk the straight and narrow. Yeah. That does more harm than it does good. Yeah. So that's something that we can actually talk on or touch on when it comes to them. Right. As well. Like we allow them to be kids. Right. We allowed them to, do what they do. Right. We allowed them, and this may be taboo, but I'm gonna go in and say it. We allowed them to trick or treat.
Oh, okay.
Hello, somebody.
I remember somebody was like, "Oh, my kids don't watch Disney. Disney is the devil." I said, "Okay, my kids watch Disney."
Right. Hey, good for you. Yeah, good. What I feel, I strongly believe that the prayers and the things it is that we are doing to keep them covered as well as living that life, living an example for them to see how we are to make them develop a relationship with God in their own time, and it does wonders for them. It still allows them to live their life, but at least it does not take away, their relationship. At least it does not take away, their beliefs in God. So, right. I'm not just because I'm the pastor and their father that I'm just sitting here, hey, y'all got to wear skirts all the time. Like, nah, man.
Or like, just busting them upside the head with Bibles.
No, yeah, that's not what we do. That's not what we do. We allow them to live their life, mistakes that they may make, we're there to, to console them. We're there to, to make sure that we give them love and affection, but we also there to make sure that we give them chastisement too.
Amen.
You know, so it's not there you go with them. Amen.
I say amen to almost everything. So.
But you know, we try to make sure that we aren't you know, just trying to, you know, force them to be this, force them to be that, you know, because, you know, like I said, me growing up as a PK, my parents, they didn't force us to do things. I mean, they forced us to go to church.
You turned out okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fit for a square.
Yeah.
No.
Pretty much.
I mean, but my thing is, because my parents allowed me to live life, you know, it made me appreciate, you know, all of their prayers. It made me appreciate all of their sacrifices and things that they've done, you know, to get me to the point that I am now. So, you know, that was the formula that I saw growing up. So it's what I'm doing when it comes to my kids. And it's not to say that people that are out there, you know, Bible thumping your kids, if that's what you do, hey.
Don't judge us on how we raising our kids. We're not gonna judge you on how you raising yours.
Do you? But you know, I'm just at a belief where, you know, that the Bible truly says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they get older, they won't depart. So, you know, training them up does not mean me thumping them over the head with the Bible. You know, it just means that me living a life and giving them a godly example of what they should aspire to be or look for, you know, as they continue to get older and grow stronger in God. So, but like I said, that's them conversations that we're going to have, you know, next week when we deal with our children, allow them to come on to give us, this was part 2. So we're going to allow our children to come on and give us part 3 of dealing with the blended family. They may have some pros. They may have some cons, you know. Right. I'm actually kind of interested to see what they're going to say.
Look at you.
I am. Nosy. I mean, it ain't like that I'm going to whoop them afterwards.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Because you just the big bad wolf, huh? You got on your green, so you the Incredible Hulk today.
Your mama.
Oh, don't you dare talk about Rachel, darling. She's a saint.
I love her. I love your mom.
Ooh, I ain't talking about your mom.
I love your mama.
No, but like I said, of course, out of time. We're definitely out of time. But again, we thank each and every one of you for tuning in to Morning Manna on this good Monday morning. Do us a favor. If you like the content and you are enjoying the content, feel free to share this content. Go ahead and share this all across your timeline. Host a watch party. Do all of that good stuff. Start inviting people to come and watch Morning Manna with you on Monday mornings. We here each and every Monday morning at what time?
9:30.
No, you had to think about it.
No.
That's that zone up.
I was about to say something. I was about to also say, like, you know, since we're doing a part 3, email us your pros and your cons, or, you know, send us a message about your pros and your cons. That I seen some people tune in last week said that they are blended families too. Share your pros. Yeah,
share your pros, share your challenges that comes with being a blended family. You know, we would love to hear from you all, telling us, you know, the different things it is that you experience with being a blended family. You know, we've experienced some things, and there's some things that we haven't experienced, and we are here to help one another. So by all means, like I said, share this content. Feel free to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes. For those of you that may not catch the video live here on Facebook, you can always either come back here to Facebook Live and rewatch the video, or if you are a YouTuber like my kids are, then you'll be able to go on YouTube and subscribe to the Morning Manna Show, and to be able to catch it right there on YouTube as well. For those of you that want to be a sponsor, those of you that are looking to be a sponsor for the Morning Manna Show, or just have questions, just have comments, just have concerns, then feel free to go ahead and drop those at the email below. We'll be sure to respond back to your emails. We'll be sure to make sure that if you're trying to be a sponsor, that we get you featured on our episodes of Morning Manna. Again, we thank each and every one of you for tuning in. We are nothing if you're not watching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in to the Morning Manna Show. I'm your host, Pastor Dan.
I'm your co-host, Lady Jazz.
Peace and blessings.